All right, as I was saying earlier, this is straight pull, and you can make any ball in any pocket. You just have to say which ball in which pocket, not how it gets there, but just which ball in which pocket, and you get 1 point per ball. So you'll see the score upstairs here. You'll see it change up there whenever the player leaves, misses, or in between racks. This game is the official name of this game that we call straight pull is 14-1 continuous, because normally you make 14 balls. You leave one ball where it is and the cue ball, and then you re-rack the other 14 balls, and then you continue to shoot. So yeah, you continue to shoot, and you want to make as many as you can. You could run, we play this to 60, so you could run 60 straight balls without the other person even getting a turn at the table. So hopefully we'll see some runs, some good runs here. Now up here you'll see that there's a high run so far for chance of a 3, and the average run of 1.33. We're not marking safety, so it's really the average runs will most of the time be lower than it actually is, should be, because it's just how many turns at the table. So if you played 5 safeties in a row, that makes your average go way down. But the main thing is to get to 60 points before your opponent gets to 60. So up on the score here, you'll see that when BJ put his score in, he does not actually put 3 in the scoreboard. He says he counts the balls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left on the table. The system sees that there's 4 more that Chance has made in this rack so far. So this system knew that there were 3, had to be 3 that BJ made, and it marks it down for him. And it switches the highlight over to Chance's name, so it should be whoever's shooting. If you wonder who's shooting, it'll be whoever's highlighted there, or that's who it should be anyway. If they're keeping the score properly, that's who will be shooting. Now, since he did not pocket the ball he was intending on pocketing, they'll spot the 5 ball up, and since it fell, and then the next player will come in and shoot from there. One thing to note about one pocket that we just finished, as well as straight pull, unlike a lot of the games that a lot of people are familiar with playing, like 8-ball and 9-ball in the APA league and the tournaments that we play in, you don't get ball in hand anywhere on the table in one pocket and straight pull. If you don't scratch but you foul, the cue ball stays where it is. But if you happen to scratch, the cue ball goes. You have to shoot anywhere in the kitchen. To any ball that's outside of the kitchen, you'd have to hit it. And what he'll try to do here, he wants to. Well, I'm not sure what he's going to do because there's no good break shot from here. So normally, what you want to try to do is make the last ball lead the next to the last ball anyway. And the last ball would be close to where they're about to re-rack the other balls, which, you know, when you re-rack them, the other balls are right here. And so you want to leave the cue ball maybe somewhere in here, leave the last ball right in there somewhere where you can pocket this ball in the corner and then make your cue ball go into those other balls and bust them open. So that'd be the you know, sort of the perfect standard way to go into the next rack. But yeah, really not sure he's calling the bank shot back into this corner now, and if that goes, which it's not going to, then he would re-rack the other balls and continue shooting from there. It would have been nice if BJ had rolled the cue ball up to about right here, because where he is now, or maybe even further up to there, because where he's at now, when he pockets this ball, the cue ball sends that way, goes that way. If he'd have moved the cue ball to here, he could have pocketed this ball in the side pocket and then sent the cue ball down into these balls to bust them open, where he'll have more balls to shoot at after that. So it's going to be kind of tough from here. Now what? Hopefully he froze these 4 balls and he can just drive this ball to the rail and leave the cue ball in the stack. No, you can't hit this ball when you're trying that shot. You can't hit the ball on the right. You have to hit this ball solid. When you're coming in from this angle and you're trying that safety shot, you got to hit that ball solid. Just leave your cue ball. It'll leave the cue ball sitting right there, and it'll drive this ball to the rail and out. And it makes it really tough for your opponent to do anything from there. Sorry about the problems with the screens there. I thought I had them set up. I'll work on them kind of offline while you're not watching here and get you something that's a little better. Oh, now he's going to have to be shooting over the rack to make this ball in the corner, and that makes it kind of tough when you're having to jack up with a bridge, especially a bridge like that that's not really tall. I have an extra tall bridge that'll work good for this kind of shot, but that bridge just will not work very well. Yeah, that just really makes it tough when you're up on the shot like that. Here's what the score looks like as they're putting the scores in. Really nice for keeping score for straight pool. The way that you're supposed to keep straight pool, you don't mark a score down like every time a person makes a ball. You wait until they till the shooter misses, or when they get to the end of the person's made all of the balls except for one left on the table. And then you count the number of balls left on the table. They click this button. Oops, sorry. My whiteboard's not up. Let me get that up. Okay. Now, yeah, they'll click on this button. And then they'll click on how many balls are left on the table, and it will place, like when BJ does this, when he finishes his turn, he'll do that, and it'll mark the number he's made here in this rack. And this is the total for the entire game up at the top, not just for the one rack that they're in. This is the high run for each person, and this is their average run. That long shots like that, I try to stay away from it, especially in straight pool. They're nerve-wracking. You see how he came off of that ball, ran into the two, and it brought him over for a shot. That's the kind of thing that you have to do constantly in straight pool. You're making, because you start out with a big cluster of balls there, and you're trying to make a ball, or make the available balls and nudge the balls that are clustered together out to where you can make the rest of them. So you just want to keep doing that and run the table. Keep running the balls. That'll come up. That'll freeze up against the 8 ball, and it's not ball in hand anywhere on the table. So he'll have to take the cue ball and put it down here behind in the kitchen anywhere. Looks like I'm dropping a lot of frames now, so sorry about that if the video's choppy, but that's just based on the network that we have at the time. So if we get a bunch of people here, at Bumpers that are pulling a lot down over the network, then it kind of drains me a little bit, and doesn't leave me as much bandwidth to push out all this good stuff to you. He chose to run into the stack then, and really, since he had those other balls available, it might have been advisable to go ahead and you know, make a couple of those first before he ran into it, because even though he had a shot on that ball in the side, it kind of wasn't guaranteed from there. A lot of times what you want to do when you're running into the stack is you do want to have a ball that when you run into the stack and bust some up, that you're assured, pretty fairly assured to have a shot on that ball. It looks like he has that 7 in the corner now, but it's hard for me to tell. Looks like you might clip the 8 on the way into the hole. So he just played an intentional foul there. That will cost him a -1, so you'll see that 10 up there go to a 9. See the 0 foul. He made 0 balls on that turn, and now he's back to a 9. Yeah, he still has that 7 ball he can pocket. But the cue ball is going to go a little wild. It could clip off of the side of this 8 ball, and no, it was okay. I was afraid that he might clip off the side of that 8 ball and go in the side pocket, but turned out okay for him. Really nicely for him, actually. I would have liked to have had this ball as my break ball, and try to and shoot the 9 first, because shooting that 9 as a break ball, as you'll see in a moment, it's going to be really tough when he racks up. Let's see where he puts the cue ball here. Yeah, this is incredibly tough because the rack's going to go back up here, and then he's shooting this ball, trying to make that ball in the corner and bring the cue ball back into the stack. That is just you can do it, but chances of missing that 9 is pretty high. And then if you miss that 9, you don't make the 9 in the corner, but you bring the cue ball back into the stack and bust them open, then your opponent's looking at all kinds of shots to start his run. So you won't. I would suggest that he play some kind of safety here. I might clip off the side of a ball. I might just hit this ball down that way and over to here and bring the cue ball softly back into the, just rest against the stack or something. It's hard to tell without being over the table, over the shot there. Let's look at the camcorder view of it. It's hard to tell from here, but I don't think, even with Shane Van Boning's stroke, I don't think I would try to make that ball and bring the cue ball back into the stack from here. It's just too risky. No, yeah. See, that's what I was talking about. That if you do that, it's you might have to sit down for a long time. Now BJ needs to put some pressure on him and go ahead and make that 9 ball, and then run out the rest of this rack, and then into the next rack. You got to put pressure on it to make your opponent's elbow tighten up. Needs to be careful here. Don't be wild or anything, trying to hit it really hard. Just make the ball. Yeah, there you go. Looks like he may be forced to play some type of safety. And what I might do is similar to the shot I said I thought I might do when the ball was sitting over here, and that is to just knock this ball somewhere and then bring the cue ball back into the stack. But he went for it. I don't know if he can do anything from here. Not sure if he can see. Let's look at it from this view and see if we can. I think the 7 ball is blocking his way from being able to hit this ball into the corner. he would have liked that. Well, if he could have put the cue ball about right here. Let me get a white. Make this white. He could have had the cue ball right here. Then when he pocketed that ball, the cue ball would have gone into the stack a little bit better. This is going to be really tough to hit the rack from the stack from that angle. So it's really important when you get down, especially when you get down to those last few balls. You need to know what's going to be your key ball and your break ball. So a lot of times the guys, they'll find a ball, let's say a ball that's sitting right here. They'll find one early in the rack or a little earlier anyway, and this would be their break ball. Say a ball's sitting here, they want to make it, their plan is to leave that there and make that last, or make that when they rack them up like this. They'll have a key ball that's sitting maybe right here somewhere. So that way they can, with the cue ball, they make this one and stop and leave the cue ball right there. And then when they rack these balls back up, then they can pocket this one in the corner and then send the cue ball into the stack. So it's really important in straight pull to be able to find that key ball, what's going to be your key ball to get to the break ball, to the angle on your break ball that you need in order to make that ball and run into the stack to give yourself some more options. And that was a pretty good safety there. He froze the cue ball to the rail and just put the 10 over there where he's not going to give Chance many options. I think Chance may just rub off the side of the one ball and send the cue ball to the end rail. But even if he does that, anywhere down here, that's going to give BJ a shot back at this ball into the hole, and then allow him to come off of there and then run into here to bust some balls out. So if he doesn't put that, now that's good over here, anywhere over here. From here, anywhere in this area, anywhere in this zone is fine. Now, so that was a really good shot there because it keeps him from being able to hit this ball into his pocket. You'll anytime these guys he have an opportunity like this, don't just go ahead and take this ball into the corner. You need to make sure that you examine this whole thing and see, is there a ball heading? See, he's doing that now. Is there a ball that is just that's positioned in such a way that if you strike, let's say this 3 ball, is it going to knock the 14 into the corner? Maybe. Well, he just looked at it. Let's see. No. So he's playing a safety, and again he put the cue ball back here in here. He's using this as blockers where you can't see that ball, and so now he would have wanted to actually have that ball sitting right there. Because it's a big difference whether it's sitting where it is, away from those balls, or stuck in there, frozen to 3 different balls. It's a lot harder to do something with. With it sitting the way it is now, he can. It's a lot easier to get out. He's going to have to be careful here that if he scrapes off of this ball and leaves it over here, it's actually BJ will be able to pocket that ball in the corner, and then maybe make some stuff happen after that. He didn't make it all the way to this rail, so that's going to be a 1-point penalty. I've been trying to get somebody to sit down here and talk with me, do some commentating along with me, but I got a bunch of scaredy cats here that can't get anybody to sit down with me. Now BJ has a chance at this 8 into the corner and then sending the cue ball into the stack, but it's scary because if he misses that 8 and busts those balls up, it's leaves his opponent a bunch of balls to shoot at. And I think he was a little scared of it too. That's the reason he didn't hit it very hard. And actually, if he'd have fired into it, he'd probably made it. But now, if he can come back out, I don't know what he's going to be able to do from here. Because he's got to get somewhere. He can make a couple of balls here, but there's nothing really to where he can just keep going. He's got to get into a position to where, if he'd have brushed this one over to here somewhere, then that would have been nice because he could have pocketed in that pocket, and I'm going to draw on his head here, and then bring the cue ball into the stack and bust some more open to shoot at. Now he's going to bank it back into this hole, I think, but into the side pocket. But even if he does that, there's really nothing other than playing safe after that. He still needs to, every time they, they really need to look at these. Will the 2 go in? Look at the stack and see if there's something that you can pick out of that stack. Oh, he needed to clip that. If he'd have clipped that 6 just a little bit, I think he might have pulled a shot out of it. But now look at the stack really good to see if there's anything heading down to a hole. Maybe the 6 goes off of the, heads. And every time they bump them a little bit, they need to re-look at them again, because maybe that just goes right down into that pocket. And if it does, you can look at it, eye it up. If it looks good, shoot it. That's the way I look at it anyway. But you got to make sure it's good. Now, he was playing safe again, and he does that a lot where he, a good job of leaving those open balls here, and then he has the cluster blockers there. He's calling this 9, I believe, into this pocket, so that'll be interesting. Oh boy, made it. Good shot. Nice shot, BJ. Even it ran into that 9 ball with with the cue ball, but it still went in because it was heading straight at the hole. Okay, so now if he can just, I think he can make this 15 and just stop the cue ball there, and he'll have the 7 in the other corner. Just overhit it a little bit. He's a little frustrated, but and it's easy to get frustrated in this game, this silly game of pool. And it seems like the better you get, the higher your expectations are. So it's almost a no-win situation. It was the same in golf when I used to play that game. Boy. Let's see, when he busted into those balls, he knew that just about no matter where he landed, he still had that 2 in the side pocket. So that's the way you want to do that in straight pool. Whenever you're running into the balls, if you got he had those balls sitting there and he ran into them and he stopped the cue ball. He knew he could turn around and he had that other ball sitting right there for him. That ball he just shot was a decent break ball, so I would have kind of liked to have left it as last. I think it was sitting pretty good for a break ball. Like to left it last where I could re-rack the other balls and get me a little angle on that ball. Maybe left the cue ball here, and then I could have, with that ball there, you pocket this ball in the corner and send your cue ball into the stack. But it's I think he can, if he pockets this 6, I think he could, not sure, but I think he can send the cue ball back down and back up without hitting that 10 ball. Let's see. No, he's going for the corner. I don't know that I felt comfortable shooting into that corner. But the good thing here is when he's going to re-rack these balls now, and he can make this ball in the side pocket, and he can send the cue ball boom, boom, and into the stack, and the cue ball ends up over here somewhere. So let's see if he's able to pull that off. You really got to bear down and focus on pocketing this ball in the side pocket. Now he's checking to make sure those balls are frozen. He's going to play that safety shot we talked about earlier, where he just hits the front ball and drives the corner ball to the end rail. That's fine. That's fine. And now I believe he can, if he just comes off the side of this 6 ball, he can leave the cue ball right here, and that'll be fine. I wouldn't shoot this direction because you're going to leave this. You'd leave this ball in the corner. I think he needs to shoot it up here where his hand is. Yeah, I would have really wanted to rest that cue ball, just try to get it frozen against that rail, and it lessens your options of where you can hit the cue ball. And we're wanting to be able to hit the cue ball in a certain place to make it dance, make it go where we want it to for the next shot. And anytime you can freeze it on the rail, that lessens the spots on the cue ball that you can hit the tip, and so you can't do as much with the cue ball. This is what I was talking about looking at the rack. You really need to do that a lot. It looks like he may have this 10 ball into the corner if he can find if he can find a ball maybe in the stack. I don't think you want to hit it from this angle, like running into the 6. But if he could find a ball, if he could find something, maybe hit this 7, and that would drive this ball into that ball, which would go into his head there. But it drive that 10 into the corner. And there's times when you got a shot like this, you might go into the stack over here and send this ball that way into the side pocket, send it back at you. So you really have to look at the rack and see what your options are. BJ's pretty good at reading the rack too, so he'll look at this, and if he thinks that if he finds a way to hit this ball to knock that in the corner, I think he'll do it. Another option might be that this 14, maybe the 14 goes into this pocket. If you hit the 2 into this ball, into that ball, and drive this that way, just a little bit. But you have to just look at it and see what is available. So what he did there, he took that out of the picture, sort of. He didn't want chance to figure out a way to go into the stack and put that ball in. So it didn't work that time. But if he leaves him really close to the rail, like I said earlier, it lessens your options of where you can hit the cue ball. So yeah, Chance came over and said, I think the call was that wasn't safe. And yeah, I don't like hitting that ball at that speed. I'd like to put just a little bit more speed on it, and to stroke it a little bit more. And the cue ball, you could make, if you hit the cue ball just slightly lower than he hit it, he could still make it go up to where it was. He got a little fortunate there that he's not going to curve the 5 in like I just did, but I think he got a little fortunate that he can play that 5 in the side. Boy, I wouldn't have hit it that hard. That one I would have rolled, just rolled lightly. Now this time, what I think I would do is hit like this over this way and try to bring the cue ball back over into this area. Then I can play the 11 ball in the corner and send my cue ball into the stack from there. So going all the way around here. Let's see if he does that. 1, 2, a little bit too far. Yep, too far. If he'd have come in this angle and started coming off the rail like that, then he'd been in line for the next shot. Really not sure if he was trying to make that ball that time or not. But either way, leaving your opponent up in the stack in that like that is, makes it really difficult for him to go anywhere after that, to make anything happen out of it. I think he may just drive this to the end rail like that. A little dangerous driving that ball out like he did, but I think he may be okay. Because I believe that's a little bit of a, well, no, he should be okay shooting that. I'd put a lot of top on it, and I think he turned out got a shot on the 8-ball, so that'll work out nicely. No, if I could, I wouldn't want to be jacking up on this shot like that, but that turned out nicely. He shot that really well. Now he can make this 8-ball, and if he makes 8, and he can come out like this and come back out for the 15-ball next. No, that's not going to turn out very well. He really needed to hit it where it come off at a little bit of an angle where it come out this way. And if he tries to make this 11 in the corner, he's going to have to be careful not to hit the 9 and send the cue ball into the pocket. Okay, that was pretty close to what I was talking about, worrying about there. But he made it. He's still at the table. It seemed like he rushed that a little bit, maybe. He might have still been thinking about the previous shot when he got up to shoot that one. You got to totally clear your mind before you shoot the next shot. Okay, I've got Liz here helping me out now. How's it going, Liz?
Good. Hi, everybody.
Can you hear me? Yeah. We've got a few people here listening, but one thing we have to consider too is that it'll be stored out there on Facebook, so people can listen to it tomorrow, later today, whenever, a year from now.
So I have to be careful what I say.
Yeah, don't be talking bad about BJ.
They had a question rule.
Yeah, they did about the straight pool. What happens when the cue ball interferes with the rack in this case? Now this could set up pretty well for him, Liz, because he needs to bear down and make sure he pockets this ball, but he can send that cue ball right into that stack and bust it up nicely.
Let's see what he does here.
Yeah, number one though is bear down and make sure you pocket that ball. Nice.
Nice job. That's my problem. That's what I need to learn how to do.
When I first started playing straight pool. I played it. I went in. Well, I played it for years, but the first time I played somebody that was a serious straight pool player, it was in Atlanta, and he just tore me up. And I came home and I practiced straight pool and practiced these breaks because I was missing the breaks. I'd set up a good break shot and then miss the thing and leave him shots. But I went back a couple of weeks later and got revenge on the guy. So that was.
So what do you think? It's a mental thing? Do you think you're going to make the shot, or you're scared, or what do you think it is?
I don't know. I think it's those angles. I think one of the things I think is that when we go to make the ball, we think about the rack. Where's the cue ball going? Instead of thinking about driving your tip to the target, which is that object ball we're trying to make. And so it's a loss of focus on the shot. That was a nice shot there. So he's
got to do something here, though.
Well, I think I would try to make a couple of these balls that are out in the open before I try to do anything goofy with it at this point. I might wait, try to make the 7 and the 3 and the 2, and then when I get to the 1, then I go into the stack. But he might do a big. No, he did. I was thinking maybe he might do a big draw at that point. He's still okay. He's not liking it, but he can make this 3 in the corner and just stop the cue ball right where it's at, pretty much. Yeah. So what would you do here? You gonna follow the cue ball, or you gonna draw the cue ball into something here, or what do you think?
I think if you draw it, you might get in trouble.
Yeah, I think you might too. That's what I'm afraid of. But if you follow it up, it's going to go off at this angle.
Right,
so
but then you got the 1 in the side.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Let me get that out of the way. Uh-oh. Like you said, you might get in trouble. So, Liz, you're playing in APA League, you're playing in the American Rotation League and the SeriousPool.com League, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of matches
wow.
for just a short period of time.
Yeah.
I played 4 nights in a row this week. All right, so now Chance is up.
Yeah, it's Chance's turn, and I'll switch over to the iPad to this view anyway, where we can see both of those and see what it looks like, the score sheet on the iPad. So we can see up here that BJ's got an average of 1.56, and Chance has 1.19. Now that's a little bit lower than the real average. If you took safeties into consideration, then it'd be a few balls higher than that.
Yeah.
If you ruled out safeties.
What would you have done on that last shot?
I wasn't looking at it,
okay.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah, he should have made the 1, but he wouldn't have had a shot afterwards. But he missed it. So.
Yeah.
There's another miss. Not much damage because that cluster of balls there.
Yeah. There's, but I think, well, yeah. I think what he needs to do here is make it go ahead and put some left-hand spin on it and come around like this, and then he can make this ball in the corner and then put a lot of top on it and just kind of drive the cue ball through the stack. But now from here he can just come right back into the stack, but he's got to make sure he hits it in the right place, or. Yeah. Oh, boy. He'd like for that one to stay up where he could play shape off of it. Does he have this 11 ball in the side here? Does that go?
Is that the 11? Oh.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, I have to look up at the table because the colors here.
Yeah, I thought it was a 15, but that's what I'd shoot probably.
You can't really tell. I think that's, yeah, that's nice. He's pretty good. He hit that ball right down my line. Can he make the 10?
I don't know if I'd have put bottom on it, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's look at it. Can he make that 10? I'm not sure if he can do that. I know he'd like to leave that 6 that he's shooting now for his break ball, but he's going to have to take it now because he's going to. Well, I thought he was going to use it to get a good angle on the next ball, but he went forward instead. And this is just. I hate this shot here. He made it though. Now, can he cut this?
Looks like it.
Yeah, if he can cut that in the corner, then these balls will split up nicely.
Oh,
I think.
He's banking it. He's banking.
It won't go. That's why he didn't shoot it earlier.
Oh, he's not even making the 8.
So
yeah.
If that gets close to the side, he's in trouble. What I need is about 360 cameras all the way around the table, you know, and then I could switch to whatever one looks right down the barrel. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
It's pretty neat, though. What have you got? 2 cameras now?
I've only got 2. I wanted to have 3 where I'd have another one that was coming at it from this angle, the way I've got it drawn right now. But all I've got now is one coming from this angle and one coming down from over here, which is this one up here. But I didn't. The one that I have up here that I wanted to come down at this angle, I don't have a power cable for it. Somehow.
So what do you think he's going to do here? He's got a little trouble.
He needs to play safe somehow, and I don't know what that is. I'd kind of have to get over the ball. It looks like he's calling something, but I'm not sure what that is.
Snooker him up behind the 8 ball? Nope.
Oh yeah, he was calling the 8 in this. I'm pretty sure he was calling the 8 in this corner. You know, because it did bank off of there, and it stood a chance of going in.
Well, his name is Chance.
That's true. So he's been taking a few chances. Yeah, it's anytime you hit it that hard into the side pocket, you have got to hit it into pretty much into the black part of the side pocket, or it's going to come back out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so.
Well, BJ's taking a pretty big lead right now, but it can come back pretty quick. But we only played a 60 on this, so it's hard to come back with just playing a 60.
Yeah, but he's at the table, so I mean he could, you know, in this game you could run the rest of all the way out to 60. So he's set up. Let me switch the view here. He's set up here to. This is pretty tough either any way you go about it. You know, I guess he's going to have to try to make it in this corner and then send the cue ball here, there, and if he could come in and clip that corner ball right there, I think that would be nice. If not, maybe he can come into the back of it and clip back here somewhere. But wow, it's I don't think he'll be able to run into this ball. I think he's going to come in behind it.
You'll have to play a defensive shot. That's what I have to do almost every time.
A defense?
I'm going to learn one of these days when I grow up.
You might. That might be advisable here to come off the 2 ball, and then just go right back and make it sit right there. But he's going. No, you can't go that way with it. That's no good. So what he needs to do now is he needs to check and make sure all 4 of these balls are frozen, and then he hits the cue ball into that ball solid, and you just drive that ball to the rail and out. But you can't hit the.
You got the 5 ball.
Yeah, but he hit the 6 ball first. I would suggest that he hit the 14, and that drives it, and it makes the cue ball stay right there. And now with it, and that makes the next shot a lot harder. When you hit the 6 first, and you let the cue ball come out to where it is, then it makes it a lot easier for your opponent to recover like this.
That's a good shot.
Yeah.
Except he tied it back up in there.
Hey, what?
He tied the 2 ball back in there.
Yeah.
but it was a good shot where he left it.
Yeah, I'm thinking he could scrape off of this ball, go this way, because he could just leave it over here, and all of this stuff is blocking you. You can't see the 5 to make it. So I would just easily just send it out that way. Yeah. You could even, if you wanted to.
Even if you hit it too hard, you can come all the way over.
You're okay.
Yeah.
You're okay there anyway. You can put a little bit of right-hand spin on it, not really hit it very hard, put some right-hand spin, send it all the way down there, make it into tougher. I would not go the way he's going, though. Yeah. Did he call that?
Wow. I guess he did.
Wow. That was a good shot, Chance. And for those who don't know, you don't have to call how in straight pull. You just say which ball in which pocket. And so it doesn't matter really whether he was trying to make it off of that ball, which I suppose he was. It looked like that was the only way to do that.
He breaks them out here.
Yeah.
But he missed.
But, yeah, and the ball that went into the corner pocket right there will come back up because he was trying to make about that 10 or whatever it was in that pocket. So then they'll count the balls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I guess it was, and he'll mark 12, and it marks the number of balls that he's made so far. Maybe it was 13. So
he's got a long shot or a bank or a safety here.
I'm playing safe. Yeah, I'm definitely playing safe from there.
Hard.
Well, I don't think it would have gone regardless of how hard he hit it, because he hit it all the way out here on this point. But if at that speed, if he'd have been just slightly in that way, I think it would have gone on in.
Well, a tough shot.
Yeah. So he's got the 10 in the corner, and if he rolls it up just a little bit, then he could play this one in the side. Roll it up just slightly.
That works still.
Yeah.
You can go long with it.
But I think I might feel better, as close as this one is to the pocket, I might feel better playing that combo on the one than I would trying to play this ball in the corner. You might. What do you like? You probably like the 14 in the corner, don't you?
I try to stay away from combos.
Yeah, but it's so close to the hole. I used to be scared of combos, but then I figured out a new way to do it that works really well for me.
You got it.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that kind of shot. Now I think he just makes this one in the corner. But I'll have to show you when we get a second, maybe in between racks or something, what I'm talking about on the technique I use for going after combos now. Boy, he sure hit that thin, didn't he?
That was a good shot.
Wow. Now, I don't think I would want to try to make that 6 all the way down, but I would play the 13. And with the cue ball against the rail like that, yeah, I don't like this shot. It's just too easy to miss it. He hit it perfect. But if I was going to shoot that, I would have drawn the cue ball back a little bit to give myself an angle. Yeah, where I could come off like this for the next shot.
He can roll forward,
though. He can, but he's so far now from his next shot. If he'd have just drawn that other one back, he could have, come out this way. He'd been up here, and he could have just so much more he could have done from there. Now he's
14.
He's 14, but this is a tough shot.
Nope.
Yeah, at that speed, you can't. It's just so hard to make. Because it's just hard to get it going online. I think he was 75% playing safe on that shot.
Yeah, he didn't really hit it hard enough to break those out.
Can he make this ball? No. I think he might have been able to, but he just had to hit it a little further to the right. Now, BJ's got the 10. If he hits the 10 with a little bit of top, he can bust the 7 out, and he'll still have a shot on that 3 ball in the other corner. Good grief.
He only needs 8.
Seems like that's what happens to me when I get toward the end of straight pool. I start missing. The fewer I need, the more I miss.
I want to remember that next time I play you.
No, don't remember that. Yeah, this gives Chance a good opportunity to. You see, I'm doing that right. Not using the word chance twice. I'm saying opportunity.
What ball would you leave for the last one? The 7 ball?
8.
For the 8?
Well, I'm not. The 8 looks like it's uncomfortably close to the rack. So I probably would not leave it last. I would tend to leave the 7 last because I don't like shooting the balls when they're this close to the rack. It seems like they're just tougher to make. I mean, I guess, if you get right there, then with the cue ball, it'd be okay. But the 4, this is a 4 ball. I know it looks like a 2.
Yeah, it does. Well, now he's taking that 7, so it's going to take everything out that we just talked about. Maybe you can do the 2 ball instead. Nope.
Well, I know you can't tell. I don't have the camera situated where you can see the bodies of the players, and that's unfortunate. I wish I could have had another camera where you could see, what they're doing, whether they're popping up and all that kind of stuff. But he did not. He stayed down nicely on that shot. His aim was just a little off on it. Chance really needs to be thinking right here, what is his key ball to get onto the break ball? What's his break ball and what ball is he going to use?
Maybe leave that 14.
Before that. If he could, that'd be a much better break ball than these other. Yeah, he doesn't really have any good break balls here. Well, the thing is, after he makes this 8, that 3 ball is going to be spotted down here. So he needs to play position to a place maybe like right in here somewhere with the cue ball. That way he can make that 3 in the corner and bring the cue ball back up here. The 3 ball now is going to come into this spot, and he's not going to have a decent shot at all. The reason the 3 comes there is because it interferes with racking the other 14 balls. So he'll just spot it.
Yeah, he let it roll a little bit too far.
Spot it at the cross section right there.
The head spot. What's it called?
Yeah, it's a head spot. Yeah.
And then the one down here is where he's racking is the foot spot.
Yeah.
And then this is the kitchen.
This is the kitchen up in here, anywhere behind the head string. That's the head string, the head spot. This is the foot spot. You don't hear foot string very much, but that would be it. From there to there.
Does that have a name too? That last 2.
What's the opposite of kitchen? That's whatever the opposite of kitchen is.
The bathroom.
Sitting on the couch. I don't know. Living room. That'd be the living room.
That one in the side.
Yeah, now he needs to shoot that typical shot that we were talking about earlier where he just bumps it. The first thing you got to do is check and you make sure these are frozen, because if they're not frozen, this ball may not get all the way to that rail.
May not be hard enough. Yeah, you got it.
See, that's the deal. See, he got kind of lucky that ball hit a rail, because I think that row that he hit right there was not frozen. And so you lose a lot of energy. Instead of transferring all the energy from the cue ball to that 5 ball, it got lost somewhere in between because they weren't frozen. Go ahead and talk. I got to step away for a minute if you'll keep talking to the.
Okay. We still have a score of 52-43, and BJ's up at the table. He only needs 8 points, but looks like he's going to play a safety here. That was a close one. Well, let's see what Chance is going to do. He's thinking about it. I think he's calling the 8 ball in the corner. Chance was coming back. He had 36 a few minutes ago. He's made a little leeway, but BJ's got at least 4 ducks. He tried to put a little something on there to get break out some balls, but he didn't make it. But it looks like he got pretty good shape. Let's see what Chance does here. Maybe he can make the 7 ball. May have to use the bridge, though. It's pretty far down the table. Stretching out. But here's the opportunity to break out a few more balls out of that cluster in the center.
So did anything exciting happen while I was gone?
Nothing exciting.
Okay.
I believe I would have shot that 15 and broke out those other balls.
Oh, is that what BJ did, or what?
Oh no, I mean just that shot there. But maybe he can with that 2 ball now break them out. But he's got to make it.
Yeah, you really got to focus on it. See that?
Oh.
He really got fortunate that he didn't leave BJ a shot, and BJ's going to feel really unlucky here. But
so now he's checking to see how much of a gap there is between those balls.
And I'm not sure if he can make that ball go in the hole or not.
Wow.
But, see, if they're frozen, you can do that. If they were not frozen, then he wouldn't be able to shoot straight into it like that because he'd hit the cue ball twice with a tip.
So he needs 5 more balls here.
Yeah. All right. What out of this stack can he make somewhere? He's going to need.
Maybe that 12 ball. If he can get the cue ball back around on that bottom row and make the 12 ball up here in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah. Not going to be able to do anything but a safety from here, I think.
So he would have had to put like right English on that ball to get it to go back to the
Yeah, I think so. So now he just
rail.
needs to hit this, put a lot of left-hand spin on it, make it run down that way. Get on that end rail. Get right on that end rail. So now Chance should put his head right over this stack here and take a peek at it and see if he can make anything out of it. You know, if there's some kind of something dead point. Yeah, see what I say?
Mm-hmm.
Put his head right over. See if there's something that he can find there to.
I don't know if he can see that 11-6, see enough of the 11 to make that 6 ball.
I think he
From that angle, it looks good, but like
yeah, it does kind of look good. But when your opponent needs 3 balls,
oh no!
and now you need 1 more than you needed before that shot.
Yeah. Shoot that 4 ball, maybe. Break them out a little bit. Let go on the side. Has he got to go behind the? He doesn't have to go behind the line though. He can shoot from anywhere.
No, you just behind the line.
Is it?
In one pocket and
one
straight
pocket.
pull.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
These are 2 classic games.
Oh,
you know.
man. I'm glad you reminded me of that.
Yeah, anywhere in the kitchen. So he needs 3 more points. And so this is definitely one of them right here. And let's see, no shot. So, and he needs to play pretty safe here. He doesn't want to. There you go. Now just stick this ball on the end rail. Closer the better.
Good shot.
Yeah.
Nice speed control.
He would have loved to have been sitting right there on the rail, you know, to make it just as hard as he could on chance. Because he's got BJ only needs 2 balls, but it's just like it feels like 100, you know, at this point. Because at any point, your opponent, you know, what's he need? 15 more balls. He could, you know, you turn the table over to him, he could run those other 15 balls, and you never get back to the table. Have you ever played Johnny Tona?
No.
Yeah, I used to play him, and he would spot me 50 going to 100.
Wow.
And beat me every time we played except the last 2 times. And even those 2 times he had 80 something when I got to 50.
I think he was in here a few weeks ago. I hadn't seen him in a long time.
He was a great player and a gentleman.
Look at that.
Okay, he got a little fortunate with that one. So I think BJ will probably come off the side of this. He'll send the 6 that way and send the cue ball to the end rail. We'll see, but no, he's not. I would not, unless that was absolutely far certain in the hole. I would not have been shooting that. I've been playing that safety. But he probably thought it was absolutely for certain in the hole.
That was all the way down the rail, though. So after this game, they have another game they're going to be playing.
Yep. Yeah, they have American rotation. I like to say Joe Tucker's American rotation because people get mixed. When you say American rotation, they go, "Oh yeah, I used to play that when I was a kid." No, you didn't, because it's not that old. Joe Tucker came up with it a few years ago, but to combat all of the problems we had with 9-ball and it takes a lot of luck out of the game, and it's just a very difficult game. In SeriousPool.com used to have 9-ball in the last position, so we would play 1 pocket, straight pull, and 9-ball. And then when Joe Tucker came out with American rotation, I decided to put American rotation in the place of it because I feel like it's a much more difficult game. It's fair, but it's demanding. You really have to concentrate on it. So I think it's a good game to play.
Yeah, he made that 9-ball shot, but he did a little chicken wing
on
the end of it. So
he
maybe
should
he
be
needs
able to
to
make
watch
this
that.
ball though, and he did.
Yeah, he did.
And he drove that a little too far. He doesn't. You know, if that ball, what is that, the 4? If it had gone, one day I'm going to get my colors really nice where you can tell that's a 4 instead of a 2. But if he'd have left this here instead of there, then it would have been so much easier to make it in the side pocket And then he could have done something with the cue ball like here or there and then back in the, oops, I meant to hit the stack there, but back into the stack.
So he's calling the 4-ball in the corner.
Yeah, but there's just not much you can do with the cue ball from there. He's going to have to come back out to the center of the table and then play that safety shot again. So he needs to play it in. First he needs to check and make sure these are frozen. Then he hits it into the. He should hit it directly into the 6 and leave the cue ball sitting right there. That's the way to shoot that shot. Nice. And now it makes it really difficult for his opponent for BJ to come out of that. What BJ needs to do is hit it this way with some right hand English, and it'll bring the cue ball back this way to right there and just make it sit in the stack right there.
Let's see how he executes your instructions here.
Yeah, he needs to listen to me. Oops, He hit it too thin. That was weird. It's almost like he had left English on it or something. I was thinking he was going to hit the 10 or the 12 a little fuller. But, yeah, that worked out okay. But
he's almost caught up. He only needs 10 balls now.
Yep.
BJ needs 2.
But he needs to look that stack over really well and look, is there any balls that go into a pocket? You know, will it go off of there? That ball go off of there? Will this, you know, look at all the different options and see, is there something that'll go somewhere? And if not, then you play safe. I'm not sure if he can he see he can't see the 5, can he, directly?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
Because that's what I want to shoot.
Strike's in the way. I can't tell which one it is.
Yeah, if I could hit it, that's what I'd want to shoot. But I might have to play an intentional foul on this one, and just barely clip barely push the one that way, just a shade, like up to right there, and foul on purpose. And
you do lose 1 point doing that, though.
Yeah, you do, but it's better than giving your opponent only needs 2 balls here. See,
exactly, and there's 2 ducks,
and we don't want to give that to him. So anything else might sell out. I just would not. If you drive the cue ball anywhere down here, it's no good.
Ooh.
And that's going to be take him back down to 49.
Yeah, lost control.
Yeah. So now BJ has 2 balls sitting out there. Actually, this one goes too, I think. So he's got some options here. I think he needs to make this ball first and then this ball. Go back to that bigger view. So just a stop shot right here. And then he'll play that other ball in the opposite corner. If he does that, that'll be all for this. Okay, that scores 60 to 49, and then they move on to the next game, which is American rotation to 60.
Awesome. All right, guys, I'm heading out. It was fun.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Liz. Appreciate you joining in with me.
Thank you.
Take care. right, here we go. Starting the American rotation portion of this. They're lagging to see who gets the choice of break, and in this game, normally you, if you win the lag, you pick the break, and if you get whoever gets the break gets to rack your own. Yes, we always play rack your own here, so he'll rack them up. The way that you rack, let's see, let's get this other view going here. The way you rack here is the 15 in the front, the 2 and the 3 right behind it, and the 1 right behind it. And as you see, he put the 13 and 14 right behind it. So other than those, the rest of the balls you can put wherever you want. So this ball, those 2 balls, that ball, and the ball behind it. And the rest not at random, but however you want to place them. If you want to place them at random, that's okay. It's up to you. But what most people do is they put the 12 and the 11. Here's the 11. Here's the 12. They put them in the corners because people are breaking a hard break from sort of the center, and then these 2 balls run around the table. You know, they've got the most energy in them. They start running around the table, and so the idea is that they'll go in. They're more apt to go in than some of the other balls. The way the points are scored here is the one you have to play in rotation, hit the lowest ball first, just like in 9-ball and 10-ball. But the 1 ball counts. The 1 through 10 count 1 point apiece. The 11 through 15 count 2 points apiece, for a total of 20 points in each rack. Notice that he broke the balls. He did not make a ball, but he's going to take ball in hand, place it anywhere on the table, and he has hit the lowest ball first. But it's every time the breaker breaks and gets ball in hand, even if you knock the cue ball off the table, it doesn't matter. You get break and ball in hand, and that takes the break. All of the arguments about the break and stuff that you might have in 9-ball just takes it completely out of the picture. So it's break and ball in hand every time. If you make a ball on the break, it goes to the breaker, unless you fouled on the break. In that case, it goes to your opponent. Every time a ball is pocketed, it goes to either you to one of the players. This game is a call pocket game. So just like in straight pool, you do not have to call how it's going to get there. You just say which ball in which pocket. You have to hit the lowest ball first every time. So if he wants to make the 10 in the corner now, he just says 10 in the corner. We know he's got to hit the 6 first. And if the 10 goes in that corner, then he's shooting again. And he gets the points for the 10. Now, since he was calling the 6, he was trying for the 6 into this corner. And since he did not make the 6 in that corner, his opponent, Chance, coming to the table, could make him shoot again. Let's say if the cue ball were sitting here instead of where it's at, then he would probably say, shoot again. So it takes a lot of luck out of the game. You don't get those lucky rolls. That time he was obviously playing safe, and so if he had accidentally pocketed a ball, then the incoming player would have that same choice. He could let Chance make Chance shoot again, but if he made Chance shoot again, Chance will get the points for the ball. So whoever shoots the next shot is the one that gets the points for the points for the ball. And again, you either have to call which ball in which pocket, or you say safe. If you're playing a safety, you need to make sure you don't pocket a ball, because if you do, your opponent can make you shoot again. That came up a little bit short, I think. Let's let BJ have straight sighted the ball there. So he should play safe off of that ball. He'll hit the side of it and let it come back down this way. Cue ball. Let the 6 come over this way. Assuming he can see it directly. I assume he can. He hit that a little soft. He should hit it a little thinner and a little harder, and to get the cue ball to come back down here. I'd like to remind you we're playing at Bumpers Billiards of Huntsville, one of the best pool rooms I've ever been in. Oh, that went in the wrong pocket, so it will be it's BJ's option if he wants to shoot this shot or not. If he chooses to shoot this shot, he gets to keep the point for the 8, and obviously he's going to keep it because the shot's really easy. Okay, so back to Bumpers Billiards. We're at Bumpers Billiards, great place here in Huntsville, Alabama. It has 8 of the 9-foot diamond Pro-Am tables with 860 Simonis cloth on it. They keep the tables really clean. The whole place is really nice and clean. They clean the balls regularly. And they have 16 of the 7-foot diamond Pro-Am tables. And it's a really great place for avid players because if you're playing a lot and it only costs you $6 for a wristband to play all day, that turns out to be pretty nice. I've played a lot of places around the world, and anything similar to this is costing 10, 12, 13, 14 bucks an hour to play, and you can play for $6 from the time they open at 3 p.m. until the time they close at 2 a.m. So come out and check out Bumpers. It's in the Chili CC's Shopping Center on University here in Huntsville. It does look like he hid him a little bit. You can't use a jump shot on. You can play a jump shot, but you have to use the stick that you are playing. You have to use your playing stick, so you can't switch over to a jump stick to jump over that 15 ball. But it looks like he may have had enough room and just actually missed the shot. So BJ's going to get around here. The tough part on this is holding shape on the 13. So he's got to make this ball in this pocket and hold shape. Maybe run it if he can run into this ball, and he'll hold shape for the 13 ball. But it's going to be tough, especially leaning over the table like that. Yeah, I think he was trying to run into the 14 to hold shape, but just missed it there. Now, there's a couple of different ways to play safe on this. One is to come off that way, and the other one is to hit the 13 that way and leave the cue ball over here. Let's see what he does. Yeah, he chose the other way with a little bit. Yeah, that's great. I think that's a shot I would have gone with. I hit it a shade softer than that because I don't want the 13 getting anywhere up around this side pocket, for one thing. And the other thing, hitting a little softer, it would have let me grab that rail a little bit more and send the cue ball right in there. Now, he can't just kick at that ball. He's got to actually say safe or 13 in the corner. You know, he's call something. You got to do one or the other. So I'm not sure what he called. Knowing as good as he kicks, he showed his kicking skills off in the one pocket game. He probably called the 13 in the corner. I suspect he's just it looks, it looks like he can hit this, and if he finesses it and puts a lot of right hand English, he could come back out here for shape on that 14 ball. But I'm looking at it live here, and see, it was more severe than it looks like on the camera on the screen here. I appreciate all of you joining us, watching live here, and if you don't mind, go ahead and hit the share button and share it out where some other friends can enjoy this too along with us. Feel free to make comments. I can't guarantee you that I'll see your comments because I'm trying to pay attention to the match and keep the stream live, and there's a lot to have to do here for one person, and so I can't guarantee I can respond to your comments, but please feel free to comment, and you guys can talk to each other, and if you want to on Facebook here. Okay, that's the end of rack one, and you in the game of American rotation you do alternate break. The break is such an advantage, and so you alternate break. It gives each opponent a similar chance at breaking and running, or at least breaking and keeping control of the game. And so he'll rack them up the way that I mentioned earlier, with the 15 in the front, followed by the 2-3 right behind it, the 1 right behind those, and then the 13-14 right behind those. And like BJ did, he put the two-pointer balls back here where they will take off and run around the table. Now that 12 ball right here is really going to take off. It probably crash with some balls in the middle of the table. Wow. Did that go straight into the corner pocket? That was a little strange. I'm going to have to I'll look at that later on Facebook, try to find that spot and see just what happened there. I want to be able to reproduce that break. Thank you, Melody. Oh no, Carlos Carter's watching, so these guys better start playing good, or he's going to let them have it. One good or a bad thing, according to how you look at it, about Facebook is when you go back and you look at the video later, you'll see the comments in the time, at the time that the person left the comments. That's when they come up on the screen. And so that's actually pretty cool looking at it later. And feel free to hit all the love splashes or whatever you call those things that you'd like. Just no sad faces, no angry faces. Okay, he played safe, and he for a moment there he felt like he did bad because he thought he left it in the gap here, but since the 3 came on back, he's okay. He's really blocked, this ball and that ball, and that ball there is blocking him from blocking his opponent from being able to kick easily at the 3 ball. So he's got a tough shot ahead of him here. I think he's probably going to hit it hard into that ball. Now, the reason I said hard is because of the angle he was approaching it at. He needed to shorten it up a little bit, because coming at that angle, it's going to open up like this, like it did. But if he hits it a little bit harder or puts a little bit of right on it, it'll make it come back more at this angle and clip that ball. But either way, he needs to either call safety or actually call a ball in a pocket somewhere. And I'm not sure what he chose there. BJ has this 4 into the corner, and I think he can either stop it or pull it back just a little bit. Oh, he just played safe. I guess it wouldn't go into the corner there. Or maybe he felt like if he tried to make it in the corner, he wouldn't be able to get easily onto the 5 ball or pocket it somewhere. So he played the safe. And the really good thing about this safety is that it forces – go to this other view and see if it's any better. Yeah, it forces him to – well, it looks like he can kick that angle. I was thinking he was forcing him to go away from it this way. Yeah, so he's still got ball in hand. So that is now it's way easier to get onto the 5 ball than it was a moment ago. So now he can it's up to him how he wants to get onto it. I would probably place my cue ball about right here and make the 2 over here and then come out this way for the 5 in the side next. Okay, we're playing, this is American rotation. It's B.J. Kavanaugh playing against Chance and this is the 3rd match in their seriespool.com match. Oh, so he put him on 3 fouls. I failed to mention that on what happens on 3 fouls in a row, if your opponent has 3 consecutive fouls, then you're able to have a free shot, which is ball in hand, and you can hit any ball you want to. And then you take ball in hand, and you're required to hit the lowest ball after that. So now BJ was attempting to send the cue ball up to right there and didn't really get there. But even if he did, you might think, oh, he's still on 2 fouls or something? No, once you get to 3 fouls, you're reset to 0 again. So he would have to foul 3 consecutive times again in order for that 3 foul penalty to come into effect again. He backwards cut that ball and hooked himself bad, looks like maybe. Now, if he had a jump cue, he'd be able to just jump right over that and hit that ball, but I don't think he has a chance of that here. So he's going to have to go over here. Maybe he can get through there. Yeah, he can see through those balls. That's pretty fortunate with that 4 ball coming in there like that. A 14 ball, I mean, coming in there like that. It's fortunate that he had room to squeeze through there. Now BJ's going to have to be careful that he doesn't come off of this rail and then go into if he hits it. What'll happen a lot of times approaching it at that angle is you come in this way, you hit the ball, and then the cue ball goes into the corner. So he really had to avoid that. So now he'll pocket the or should pocket that ball and just draw the cue ball back a little bit. And I guess he can just stop it from there. I would have preferred to come out a little bit here where I could pocket this ball and then bring the cue ball out here for the 9 ball. I don't. Yeah, and I know he wasn't playing safe there. He was trying to make that 8. I guess it just clipped this point on the way through, or one of these points anyway. That was a pretty nice breakout there, assuming he has a shot on the 10. But I thought he could have gotten shape on the 10 and then pulled shape on those balls where they were instead of having to run into them. Maybe not. I'll have to remember that shot there for one pocket. That'd have been a pretty good shot if this was your one pocket. He should hit this, yeah, real soft, but you. I think he probably expected it at that speed to grab the 13 a little bit more, but as I told you earlier, here at Bumpers Billiards of Huntsville, they keep everything really clean. They keep the balls really clean, so you don't have as much of that grabbage as you might in some other places. That was nice the way he pushed the 14 up there to where he'd have a nice next shot into the corner. Now that was a product of a good break as well as a good rack. He racked the balls well, and that's why that ball, one of the reasons that ball, corner ball, was able to go all the way around the table and down in squarely into that corner pocket. Like I said before, every time the breaker breaks, he's going to get ball in hand after that. Even if he scratches, it doesn't matter what he does on the break. He gets ball in hand after that. So he gets a fair chance he gets the first chance to maintain control of the table. So now if he can, I think he should just play. He should just play safe here. I got to say it quietly because he's kind of close to me. But I think if he just drives us up that way and just stops the cue ball there, that's probably the best thing to do. Because of that, he knew that there was a chance of that happening on that shot. But if he had tried the other shot, the safety shot, he could have pulled that off 100% of the time. He could have held that cue ball there because that stop shot would have been super duper easy. And so he should have just gone ahead and done that. Then after he got ball in hand, most likely after that, then he could have easily the three and the next ball, 4, would have been together. The 3 would have been over here somewhere, and it would have been easy for him to make those balls from there. Yeah. So whether he was calling the 4 I mean, the 3 or the whatever that other ball was that went in, the 11, I guess, into that corner. Either way, it doesn't matter because both of them went into the corner. And he gets the points for both of them. Anytime any ball falls, somebody gets the points for it. And you can look at it as whoever shoots the next shot is the one who gets the points for it, for the balls that fell on the previous shot. I think he needed to roll just a shade further on that, but if he didn't come far enough, I think he might be able to hit this really slow with a lot of right-hand English, and it'll help, throw that ball into the pocket. Really slow. Yeah, good. I think he could put this one into the side pocket over here, and just put a little bit of backup juice on it, and hold it over in here. A little low right, make it grab the rail when it hits the rail to slow it down. It was a nice shot by Chance, but it would have been nice if he'd have hit it a little softer or a little harder to get a little bit closer to that 8 ball. But when you shoot like Chance, you don't have to be close to the ball. You just need to be able to see it. Let's see. Speaking of see it, let's see if he can cut this 9 all the way down into the corner. He's going to shoot for it, but that is not an easy shot. It's easy to miss. Looks like it's going to be hard to do anything with the 8-ball after this. You got to make sure you have well, one, make sure you don't scratch. But if you're going to shoot the 7, you got to make sure you can see a piece of that 8-ball, and I think that's all he was trying to do there is just stay on this in this area here where he could see that 8-ball, and he just rolled a little bit too far. BJ's going to have to be careful here, trying to. He can. I don't think he'll have any trouble making this 8, but the cue ball's going to go over this way, and he's got to make sure that he doesn't hook himself. He didn't hook himself, but he didn't leave a decent shot either. I'd probably try to tie up the 9 over there and just send the cue ball down here. With the main part of that, focus on getting the cue ball behind these blockers, this one and these two, just where he couldn't see the 9. So now ball in hand, he has a fairly easy out. I think you start with the cue ball here, let it come out this way, and then you got the 10, the 11, the 13, 14, and 15. It's show us a little textbook run out here. Came a little far with that. He has some right hand spin on that. Looks like that instead of letting it come out this way, the right hand spin opened it up and brought it too far out of line. But I still think he can make this one in the corner, and he'll just send the cue ball back and forth here, and he can stop just about anywhere and still have a decent shot on the next ball. But you got to focus on this ball. Make sure when you pull the trigger and you're going toward that 10, just don't think about anything else, and just focus on that 10 where you can pocket it. We have a pool table at work. BJ and I work at the same location, and we have a pool table. We play during lunch every day, and I tell you what, over there, he makes that ball when he's playing me anyway. He just never misses. I'd like to say hey to y'all that are joining. It's hard for me to tell who's still watching and who's not, but to me it looks like Tyson and Travis are on here. I see you, but I'm not sure who else is still watching. Maybe Gordon and Cody, but I'm not sure what shows me that. But thank you for joining, and if you could hit share and share this out to other folks, I'd appreciate it. Kind of get the word out. And I love promoting pool. I like these games. I think it really helps you all around play. If you can learn to play one pocket straight pool and American rotation, can do well in whatever pool you want to play, I think. I had it on the wrong screen there for a little bit, and you couldn't see the score. Sorry about that. I had it back on the straight pool score screen. All right, let's watch this good break. He's really been breaking them well. Let's see if this corner ball here goes again, goes around all the way around like this and comes back into this pocket. No, a little off this time. No, he got the other ball. So I guess I was just watching the wrong one this time. As you can see on the bottom here, the score is 47-36 BJ's way. He's going to try to combo on this 13. So when he does this, he just says 13 in the corner, and if it falls, he gets the points for it and shoots again. I'm not sure he's got a good angle. He's got the correct angle. Now he'll make that and pull the cue ball back into here for the next shot on the 2 ball. I was thinking this ball was the next ball, but that's actually the 4 ball over there. Now BJ is now at 50, so he only needs 10 more points, because in the SeriousPool.com league we play to 60 points, where in the American Rotation League here at Bumpers they play to 140, I think, and in the National Championship I think it's usually 120 that they play to. I like going to 60. It's I'd rather play 3 games to 60 than I would 1 to 140. How about that super shot, ladies and gentlemen? And he got a shot on that next ball too. Now, if he can pocket this ball in the side and just roll the cue ball up just a little bit for the 5, he's got to be very careful, because he's got to stay in this window right here. And he did, but he when you do that so many times, and I guarantee you he was really worried about making sure that he stayed in this window here where he could get to that 5 ball. And what happens when you do that, when you're worried about shape, when you pull the trigger, you end up missing the object ball, and it's just the toughest thing in pool. I just think the majority of the time when good players miss the object ball, it's because they were thinking when they pulled the trigger about they weren't totally committed, totally focusing 100% on the target, which in this case the target is right there on this ball. So when he pulls the trigger, he needs to have 100% of his focus on that. He doesn't need to be thinking, oh, I'm going to draw it back. I need to keep it right there. He can think about that before he gets down and all, before he pulls the trigger. But when he starts, he needs to be zeroing in on that target down there, come back, go through, and that's all that should be on his mind right there. Every bit of his being should be centered, focused on that contact point. Just drive your tip to that contact point. And do that, do all that. What I'm saying there, you can play almost as good as Tyson Allen. Okay, I exaggerated. Nobody plays that good. That was a nice little kick shot there on that. And he's got a shot. He may not be too happy with it, but he's got a decent shot on this 6 ball. He can just roll that in. One thing that's going to make this shot tougher is he might need to put a little bit of inside English on the ball. And when you hit it, that's what will happen right there. Whenever you do that and you're putting that inside English on to he probably put some inside to try to come over here for the 8. When you do that, you got to make sure you stay away from this rail right here. Don't hit that rail. Aim the cue ball over to right there and just let that English kind of put it in. Because if you touch that rail on a diamond table on the way in from there with inside English, it's hard for that 6 ball to fall in. Okay, BJ's back up to bat, and he only needs 6 points. Let's see what he's made so far this rack. So, just 6 more points, and he'll win this American rotation part. I didn't happen to notice, was he forced to curve the ball a little bit just then? It looks like he might have been had to do that. Might have been hooked by the 8 a little bit. That was nice. Very, very nice shot, and I think he actually got maybe a little angle on it where it'll help him bring the cue ball over a little bit for his next shot. Yep, nice. And really, he doesn't need to do much with this next shot. He can just let it drift over into this ball and stop right there, because then he's got his next shot. Yeah, I wouldn't have done all that because all he had to do was stop it right here, and he's got that next shot easy into the side from there. He could have used the full 14 ball as a backboard and stopped the cue ball there, but he had to draw the cue ball a little bit. Well, I got Brandon sitting here with me, but he's scared to talk. But we're right at Brandon. We're right at the end of this. He only needs BJ needs 6 points, and he's got the 10 ball is worth 1, and so he needs the rest of this rack, right? Yeah. Yeah, he's got to get the rest of the rack. He'll actually end up with 61 if he gets the rest of the rack, but he can't get there with 59. So, okay, now he'll just draw this ball, and hit that, and then draw the ball right back here like that. Bear down and focus on this 14. Pull the trigger. Yeah. This will do it right here, ladies and gentlemen, if he makes this 15, and there it is. He touched that rail on the way in, though. I know that scared him a little bit. Well, thank y'all very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope maybe you learned a little bit from here and there where I was running my mouth. And have a good day. Take care. Visit SeriousPool.com. Check it out. Send me fill out the little form I've got on there if you'd like to, and share this video with other people on Facebook. Thanks. Have a good one. Thank you, Melody.